Did you know that there was the first biggest war in the world? World War I began on July 28, 1914, when Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia, in retaliation for the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, by a Serbian nationalist in Sarajevo on June 28, 1941. This assassination sparked a diplomatic crisis which involved military alliances between European countries. There were two main blocs facing each other, the Triple Entente, or Allies, consisting of France, Russia, England, and then Italy, and the Triple Alliance, or Central Powers, consisting of Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Ottoman Turkey too. This war lasted for 4 years, with various forms of conflict on land, sea and air. Some important battles include the Battle of the Marne, Battle of Verdun, Battle of the Somme, Battle of Ypres, Battle of Gallipoli, Battle of Jutland, and Battle of Caporetto. This war also involved British and French colonies and dominions, such as Australia, Canada, India, New Zealand, South Africa, and others. In addition, several neutral countries were also involved in this war for political or economic reasons, such as Belgium, Greece, Romania, Bulgaria, the United States, Japan, and China. World War I ended on November 11, 1918, when Germany signed an armistice with the Allies at Compiègne, France. Previously, several Central Power countries had surrendered or left the war first. Austria-Hungary signed an armistice with the Allies on November 3, 1918. Ottoman Turkey signed an armistice with the Allies on October 30, 1918. Bulgaria signed an armistice with the Allies on September 29, 1918. Causes of World War I. World War I was caused by various interrelated factors. Some of the main factors include nationalism. Nationalism is a feeling of love and loyalty towards one's own nation or country. Nationalism can be a factor in causing war if it causes a feeling of superiority or hostility towards other nations or countries. In the context of World War I, nationalism encouraged several countries to expand their territory or influence in Europe or the world. An example is Germany, which wants to become the dominant power in Central Europe and the Balkans, France, who wanted to retake Alsace-Lorraine, which was captured by Germany in 1871, Russia wanting to protect Slavic interests in the Balkans, Serbia, who wants to unite all Serbian peoples under one state, and the Ottoman Turks, who wanted to maintain the integrity of their crumbling empire. Imperialism. Imperialism is a country's policy to control or influence other countries or regions, whether politically, economically, or culturally. Imperialism can be a factor causing war if it causes competition or conflict between imperialist countries. In the context of World War I, imperialism encouraged several countries to fight over colonies or resources in Africa, Asia, and the Pacific. Examples include England and France competing with Germany for colonies in Africa, Japan competing with Russia for influence in China and Korea, and the United States competing with Germany for influence in Latin America. Militarism. Militarism is the tendency of a country to increase military power or weapons as a foreign policy tool. Militarism can be a factor in causing war if it leads to an arms race or intimidation between armed states. In the context of World War I, militarism encouraged several countries to prepare for war by increasing defense budgets, building arms industries, and developing new military technologies. Examples include Germany building a strong navy to rival England, France, which built forts on the border with Germany, and Russia, which built a railway network to mobilize troops. Alliance. An alliance is an alliance between two or more countries for a common purpose, usually security or defense. An alliance can be a factor causing war if it causes escalation or spread of war between alliance member countries. In the context of World War I, alliances encouraged several countries to become involved in the war out of obligation or solidarity with their allies. An example is France, which was involved in the war because of its alliance with Russia. England was involved in the war because of its alliance with France and Belgium. Italy was involved in the war because of its alliance with the Allies. And the United States, which was involved in the war because of its alliance with England. Impact of World War I. World War I had a huge impact on the world, both directly and indirectly. Some of the main impacts include fatalities. World War I caused the deaths of approximately 10 million soldiers and 7 million civilians. This number does not include deaths from disease outbreaks such as the Spanish influenza, which killed around 50 million people worldwide in 1918 to 1919. This war also caused injury, disability, disease, trauma, and displacement for millions of people. Material damage. World War I caused massive damage to infrastructure, property, crops, livestock, and natural resources in war areas. Estimated material losses due to this war reached around $186 billion, equivalent to around $4 trillion in 2020. This war also caused inflation, debt, poverty, hunger, and unemployment for many countries. Political change. World War I led to the collapse of four major European empires: Germany, Austria-Hungary, Russia, and Ottoman Turkey. This war also led to the emergence of many new countries in Central and Eastern Europe, such as Poland, Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and others. This war also caused changes in government systems in several countries, such as the Communist Revolution in Russia, democratic republics in Germany and Austria, and Arab nationalism in the Middle East. This war also caused a shift in world power from Europe to the United States, which became the world's largest creditor and moral leader. Social transformation. World War I caused significant social change in many countries, especially in terms of the role of women, civil rights, and social movements. This war provided opportunities for women to work in sectors previously dominated by men, such as industry, agriculture, transportation, and public services. The war also encouraged the women's suffragist movement, which demanded suffrage and gender equality. The war also strengthened the civil rights movement for minority groups, such as blacks, Jews, and Asians, who experienced discrimination or persecution. This war also sparked social movements that opposed war, militarism, imperialism, or capitalism, such as pacifism. Socialism, anarchism, and syndicalism. Cultural change. World War I caused widespread cultural changes in the fields of art, literature, music, film, and fashion. This war inspired many works of art that depict the reality or critique of war, such as Pablo Picasso's painting, Guernica, Wilfred Owen's poetry, Dulce et Decorum Estate, Eric Maria Remarque's novel, All Quiet on the Western Front, Charlie Chaplin's film, The Great Dictator, and the song John Lennon, Imagine. The war also influenced people's lifestyles and behavior, such as the increase in cigarette and alcohol consumption, the spread of jazz and modern dance, the popularity of short haircuts and short skirts for women, and the emergence of subcultures such as flappers and Dadaists. Basically, World War I was a global war that lasted from 1914 to 1918. This war was caused by various interrelated factors, such as nationalism, imperialism, militarism, and alliances. This war had a huge impact on the world, both directly and indirectly. This war caused millions of casualties, material damage, political changes, social changes, and cultural changes. This war was also one of the main causes of World War II, which erupted in 1939.